Hello. How is everybody doing? ¿Cómo están ustedes? ¿Qué has hecho? I am, first of all, okay, we're jumping in right now. Let me just really quick go over that. That was the Over You from 876 Nails. That's the nude that I'm laying down on these nails. And I just wanted to let y'all know that I was doing this in my new home, my new apartment. And so I thought I brought everything I needed, and apparently I didn't. I had this tiny little dapping dish. So I'm working with what I got. So anyhow, first and foremost, I mean, I probably started off all crazy, but let me just start by apologizing. I am about 2 days late releasing this video. I've been really busy with my move, and I caught myself thinking that I was on time and catching up and keeping up. I got the set done in time, but did not get the editing and all that done. So this is what we're doing right now, but this is the final part of our collaboration that we did. Me and my hermanitas hermosas, my beautiful sisters, my Latinas, that we did for this collaboration. It was just kind of like a little there's a bundle of holidays around this time of year that the Hispanic heritage celebrates. And so it rounds out the end of it. We are doing Dia de la Virgen de Guadalupe, which is also Day of the Virgin of Guadalupe. And this typically is celebrated, not typically, it's celebrated on December 12th. I'm just going to do like a really quick rundown because I'm sure y'all heard it a few times before already. It's celebrated on December 12th. It is a national holiday in Mexico, but it's also celebrated by Mexicans and believers throughout Mexico and anywhere else, either like here in the United States or elsewhere. So it is not just restricted to Mexico and Mexicans, but the majority of the people that do celebrate it are Mexicans from Mexico, but we do celebrate it here in the United States. They also celebrate in the Philippines. Did y'all know that too? Yes, they do. And like I said, elsewhere. So just a really quick story of how this holiday came about. And like I said, I'm sure I heard it before. There was a few of us girls doing it, so I'm sure we all went over it. And if not, so I'm just going to give you like a little tidbit of history. So originally it started on December 9th. This was in 1531. And I'm sorry, y'all. Y'all know it's just congestion city over here all the time. I hate it. I can be so clear all day, every day. And the minute I start my voiceover, I get all congested. And of course, it's not the minute, but it's like I happen to do it when I'm congested. So anyways, on December 9th, 1531 is I guess when it all started. So the Virgin Mary appeared to homeboy. His name was Juan Diego. And he was of Aztec descent. So he had just converted to Christianity. So I'm sure a lot of you know Catholicism or Catholic was the religion that most people were following. And then so Christianity came in back in the day, was introduced. So Virgin Mary asked homeboy to build a shrine right where she appeared at. And that was, oh my God, I know the hill, but I'm probably going to pronounce it wrong. Tepeyac Hill, which is now in Mexico City. So at that time, there was a local bishop, and he was like, we ain't building no church unless you have proof. You know what I'm saying? Proof that you saw her, because we are not trying to build anything here. And so he was like, all right, check it out. So it was, I believe, December 12th. So the Virgin Mary showed back up on December 12th. She showed herself to him again on December 12th. And so, I'm sure he ran down like, hey, they don't want to build the church. They want proof. What am I going to do? And she was like, all right, I'm going to show you where to get these roses at. So this was in the winter time. We all know that roses don't grow in the winter. So obviously it's like, oh my God, where'd you get these roses from? It's winter. So she's like, I'm going to show you where to pick some roses. Go pick some roses and take them back to the bishop so you can give him proof that this was a miracle, right? The roses growing in the wintertime, and that I did appear before you, and this is what he got to do, okay? So he went and picked the roses, and he had them in his robe or his cloak or whatever. And then he went back to the bishop, and he opened it up. He was like, boom, what'd I tell you? Check this out. So not only did the roses fall out of his robe, but there was also like an image of the Virgen or the Virgin that was on the cloak, on the robe, like inside of it. So homeboy bishop, he was like, oh snap, freaked out and was like, call the builders, call all the, what do they call it, stone workers, call everybody. Y'all get down here ASAP and let's build this church. And they built it in honor of the Virgen de Guadalupe right there on Tepeyac Hill. So that's basically the story of the Virgen, why they're celebrating the Dia de la Virgen. It's the day of, I'm sorry, the Virgen de Guadalupe or Virgin Mary. But this is why this is her day, why December 12th is considered her day, and why they celebrate her on that day because of what happened. And so, I mean, from that time, like she's been, I mean, to this day, a major person, image, whatever you want to call it, in Mexico City and with Hispanics, with Mexicans, anybody in the Catholic culture, in the Catholic religion or whatever. They, she's celebrated. She does, I want to say, I guess, represent certain her image. So if y'all remember when I talked about the oh my God, like Independence Day or whatever for the Hispanics for Mexico. This was when it was back in 1810 when we had that. Remember I talked about Miguel Hidalgo y Costilla. He was the priest that raised this revolt against the Spanish rule back in that time. So basically, back in that time, and this was first appearing, and all this happened in 1531, I believe. 1531 was when this first happened with the Virgen de Guadalupe. But at that time, this was years and years later, right? In 1831, when we were having, 1810. I'm mixing 2 years together. When we had the war against Mexico and Spain, her image was on the banners. She was also part of their battle cry. They would cry out, "Long live Our Lady of Guadalupe." And I mean, she was major. She represented freedom, and they believe that, or they owed it a lot of what happened, that whole, where they finally raised up the whole town and the army, and they conquered Spain, or they overthrew them, or whatever you want to call it. They kind of put that on her, like, thanks to her, she helped us, she did this for us. So she freed them from that, like, that pre-European religion, and the united Spaniards and the native people in that common religion. So, and even if you look at her image, whenever they show her the imagery of Virgen de Guadalupe, a lot of different things that are on that image will represent both the European and like Aztecan history, or whatever you want to call it. So anyhow, she's major. I mean, to this day, she stands for so much, and even like Mexican American women, the Virgen represents motherhood, femininity, and sometimes even like women's struggles against oppression. So, I mean, Mexican American painters, mural painters, they usually paint her image. I mean, her image is seen everywhere since like the 1960s hardcore. You see it on clothes, on jewelry, even cars, even tattoos, everything. So she's had a major influence over a period of 450 years. And to this day, hundreds and thousands of pilgrims, or people that take a trip, whether it be car, once they get into Mexico, they walk or whatever to visit her shrine every year. They light candles, they leave flowers, to kind of show her continued importance as a religious symbol and a symbol of Mexico. So that's basically the gist of December 12th and who she is to Mexicans, to our culture, our heritage, and for the Catholic religion. So, having said that, that was my little story on the Virgen de Guadalupe. And now I want to get to my apologies. So, like I said, we're doing a collab. This apology is not crazy strange to anybody. Y'all have heard me say this before. I have decided to change my name to Tardy to the Party PJ. Tardy to the Party PJ. I'm always late to the party, dude. I be last. But so I'm doing this collab with Marcy Athena Nail Designs, and also Jana Debris Nails, and Alicia from Alicia's Glam Nails. We have done this collab for the past few Mexican holiday celebrations. We had two other ladies join us on a couple of them. Lulu from Alulu's Nails. Is it Alulu or Alulu? Alulu's Nails is her handle. And also Sandra from Sandra Sparkly Sets. She did the Dia de los Muertos collab with us. That was amazing. I thought that was so cool that she joined us. Really, really cool. I like that she was her husband is Hispanic and she gets involved in continuing to raise her kids and teach them both cultures, which again is very important. I have mentioned this many, many, many times in my videos when it comes to videos that I've done or nails or sets that I've done on certain cultures or heritages or backgrounds or whatever, that I think it's so important to learn where you came from, what your background is, what your learn about your heritage, learn about your history, your bloodline, like who you are, or rather who your family is, I should say. That because a lot of times you find out stuff and you're not like super excited about it. It ain't the craziest history. You're like, oh wow, that's where I came from. So it's not who you are, I should say, because you are who you are. You are who you've made yourself to be. But it's where you came from. Whether you're proud of it or not, that is where you came from. I'm about to say it again. That is where you came from. It is a part of your history. Very interesting when you learn facts about your past. Super duper interesting, because I did this recently. We did a couple of members of my family did those DNA tests or whatever, I cannot remember because there's a couple of different ones. Something in me or something 2020. I don't remember what it is. I'm not even going to sit here and lie to you. But I know my sister did one, my mom did one, my dad did one. We haven't all gotten to finish doing ours, but even just finding out their like their blood, their history, it was really crazy because you have like, they found DNA like strands or DNA strands. Is that what it is? Like blood or history or whatever. That is not what you call it, but that's okay. That's what I'm going to call it. In my sister's DNA that didn't even show up in my mom's or my dad's. It was crazy. Like, mother, do we need to sit down and have a talk? I know. Just kidding. I just think it's important to learn where you came from. And so I'm getting back to my original conversation here because I squirrel so bad and I'm doing it again. So we're doing this collab, right? And this rounds out the last collab that we're doing in this little bundle, if you want to call it, that we did. And like I was saying, of course, I'm super late posting. It's just been crazy. Regardless, it's been crazy for quite some time. I've been falling behind for a while. I'm behind on content. I just apologized to my nail sisters right now. I apologize to Marcy, to Jana, and to Alicia for not posting on time. I know they all got their homework done and they got it turned in on time. And here I am, slacker, turning it in late per usual. But I know, I feel like once I get settled into my new place and I get set up and I just kind of like get into the groove of things, I think I'm gonna be able to catch up to where I used to be and better, because where I used to be, even before I moved here, I had my place, I was doing nails and whatever, but I wasn't really like posting. I wasn't really putting videos out there. I was so concerned, y'all. Check this out, okay? For anybody who is up to this point with me and y'all watching it along with me, wait, y'all watching me get to this point, because I know some people will put the video on, y'all let it play a little bit and then like fast forward to the end to see the results. But anybody who is up to this point and right here with me, send me a little thumbs up. But I want to tell y'all right now, I'm not gonna lie, in the beginning, when I first started posting, before I actually got to where I started doing semi-regularly, if that's what you want to call it, I was so worried. And I'm not one to get embarrassed, and I'm not one to be like ashamed, I guess, or whatever. I don't know if that's the right word I'm using. I'm probably not using the right word, but I was always so worried, like, what are people gonna think about me when they get to know the real me? Because I am off my rocker for real. Like, I'm not, I always say that. Like, I say, I'm crazy, I'm crazy, I'm crazy. Like, I'm not legit crazy. I'm not certified yet. But you know what I'm saying? I have always been kind of loud and very just out there. I usually, if we're like sitting down, chilling, having a good time, and just feeling, I mean, just in the moment or whatever, I usually be the one to say some vulgar, just not, so trying to like, that's how I joke, I guess. Just totally inappropriate. I mean, or just like plain, I don't know. I don't know. I think a lot of it has to do with like where I'm at mentally and where I stopped growing. I don't know if anybody has ever heard of this, but if you've ever, like, I've been in a lot of treatment centers and I've been in a lot of counseling, a lot of rehabilitation, a lot of cognitive thinking classes. And I learned that when somebody becomes dependent on a substance, whether it be an addiction or alcoholism or whatever, you have that issue. At whatever age you started using and using heavily, where it became an addiction, you almost stop growing mentally at that age. And I mean, when you go full on in an addiction, I don't mean when you're using, recreationally or whatever. I'm talking about when you going hard to the paint with it. And like I did, I know I started really, really young. So when I was just really bad, like way gone engulfed in it, I started real heavy at 16. I mean, when I started, like when I was about 16 is when I got real heavy into it. But when I was like just full on, like, whoa, she bad, that was about 17, 18-ish. And so I think mentally my mind just stopped right there. You know what I mean? Like, I just stopped progressing. And I don't mean like educationally. I don't mean like, smarts and learning. That's not what I mean. I mean like maturity level, I guess, or whatever. So while I'd like to think, and I know it sounds crazy, like I'm not immature. I just mean like I tend to have more of a like the mentality of like a late teen, early 20s type person. And, usually when you're in that age, you're a little more wild, a little more crazy. Well, a lot of people are, not everybody though, because you have those that grew up very fast and very responsible at a very early age, whether they had to because of circumstances or they chose to because of circumstances. Like, regardless, some people do actually have to do that. They actually have to grow up really fast because of, whatever however their home was, or, their home life, or whatever was thrown at them, they had to just hurry up and grow up. And they didn't get to be a child. They didn't get to live, the life of a child or a teenager. And it's really sad when I see people like, people that I've known or I've crossed paths with that had to grow up so fast, you know what I'm saying? And they had to um, not almost fend for themselves in a way, and they didn't get to be a teenager. They didn't get to be an early 20 young adult or whatever. And I feel sad. I feel my heart goes out to them because I know how important it is to have that opportunity, to have that experience. And I also lost out on a lot of experiences or things, because of my lifestyle choices. I didn't do I didn't graduate, walk the stage or whatever. I didn't have prom, you know what I mean? I didn't go to homecoming. I I don't know. I kind of like wish I would have, I guess, to have that experience. But it is what it is, you know what I'm saying? And I try to make the best of what I am and what I got. And just because I didn't have certain things or I didn't experience certain things in life, it doesn't make me that less of a person. It doesn't make me terrible or whatever. I like to think that while there is something that was instilled in me from my mom growing up with her, with her faith and everything. She would always tell me, and this applies to anybody who believes. She would always tell me, what the devil intends for harm, God uses for good. I'm getting emotional, y'all. I'm such a crying baby beach. It's just, I don't know why I got all emotional like that, but I guess this is a serious video. I ain't even joking or playing in this one. What is going on with me? We're going to get to it though. It's just, I guess when I think about it, like, I was hit from a lot of different angles a lot in my life, and I could have easily given up. There should have been a lot of times that I should have died and I should be dead right now, but I'm not. And I thank God for that. I have my kids, I have my life, I have air in my lungs, and I get to see this day begin and end. And with my children, with my kids, and try to be the best person that I can be for them. Am I perfect? No. Have I succeeded? Probably not. I probably failed. Parenthood with an F, but I got an E for effort. But I'm not done yet. You know what I'm saying? I'm not done yet. I still got time. I still have time. So I'm going to try to just continue moving forward from this point on. I see this opportunity where we've got this home, or it's an apartment, but I call it a home. It's my home. I can call it my home if I want. It's a home. I see this opportunity or this opportunity as a chance to start over. This is a new chapter in my life. This is a new chapter for my kids. This is a better environment for them, and it really truly is. If y'all saw where we came from and you see where we are now, I am so congested. Y'all heard me say now? You see where we are now. uh, I would probably, somebody be like, oh, wow, good job. Way to go. Like, that's great, PJ. And I feel like it is. You know what I'm saying? I feel like I did the best I could. And I'm actually progressing, and my kids get to live a better life in a better place. So I'm excited about that. Now, having said all of that, all of that, I just want to give a shout out again to my nail sisters who did this collab with me. I want to let you guys know I had an absolute blast doing this collab. I know y'all probably be sketchy to ask me again because I'd be late as hell. But I would still love to do a collab. I absolutely love doing that. I'm telling you something. Getting to know my nail sisters, and not just the ones we did a collab with, but all the y'all out there. It has been truly a blessing, and I am going to continue to keep in touch with my nail sisters to the best of my ability because I feel like it's so important to reach out and y'all get to know each other. And I encourage each and every one of you to just start today. Just pick somebody, email them if they have an email under their oh my God, description box? No, no, that's not what it is. When you go to their channel and it's like about them and they have their little whatever, click on it. If they have an email or whatever, if they got an IG or something and Instagram, like leave them a message. Get to know somebody. Like, it's so important. And you would find so many people out there they have so much in common with you or have the same ideas you have or whatever. It's exciting. I just encourage y'all. I seriously do. I know I sound all dorky and stuff, but I am who I am. You got to either love me or hate me. But I just, like I said again, I want to shout out my nail sisters, to Marcy, Latina Nail Designs. I really appreciate everything that you've done for me. You've had my back. You've been there. You supported me. You pushed me, and a lot of other ladies out there. I know there's several women out there that can attribute their start of their channel to you encouraging them and pushing them to post. You're a beautiful person with a beautiful heart, and I thank you so much for that. Jana, you're absolutely amazing. You have also had support me. You've been there for me through hard times, tough times, and I have totally unleashed all on you, and I appreciate that. I love you guys. Alicia, I love you too, girl. Thank you so much for inviting me. You are absolutely amazing, beautiful girl. You're so talented, and I give you props for how far you've gotten, and I aspire to be where you are. I just want to take this opportunity right now to thank all of my nail sisters, every single one of you all out there who have supported me and have been there for me through all this tough time that I've been going through with the move and the stress and everything. I appreciate everything that y'all have said to me and encouraged me. Thank you guys so much. So thank you everybody else for watching. I love all my nail sisters, all my nail family. I love you guys. I appreciate all your support. I thank you guys for being patient with me. I promise you, when I get to where I'm going, I will hit the ground running. This is what I got, y'all. This is what it came out to. I did the best I could here. I'm so sorry. But I thank y'all for watching. I'm going to catch you on the next one. I love you guys. Goodbye and adios. Get them nails out of my face.